I've made $150,000 as a creator over 40. I've also made $4.17 per shot for a project that took me 2 days to film. That $4.17 number, that's what my first 2 years as a creator looked like. It's not the glamorous living in Bali highlight reel that a lot of creators show you. It's the math that nobody talks about. It sucked. But money was just one part of it. The contracts, the platforms, the products I made that nobody bought. I got almost everything wrong before I got anything right. I'm Robbie, I'm 52, and I work with brands like Ridge, Dropbox, and Kodak. I'm going to show you exactly what I'd skip if I started over as an older creator today. So here's what the internet has likely told you about being a creator. It is super easy to make videos. It's passive income. You just turn on the camera and the brand deals magically roll in. I've seen all the videos like that, and conveniently, none of them mention those $4.17 per shot opportunities that come your way. The creator business is not one size fits all, and no two creators earn money the exact same way. I'm one of hundreds of people over 40 who do UGC, user-generated content. I make videos for brands that they use on their social media pages or as ads that you've likely seen on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. We don't do this with expensive equipment in studios. We film at home, in our cars, on the sidewalk. It's a real job that pays real money, and you don't need followers or subscribers. But there's a big gap between what the internet tells you being a creator is like and what actually being a creator is like. And this gap right here is where I spent my first 2 years as a creator. But unless you know where it can go wrong, you run the risk of quitting before actually getting started. So we're going to look at all the messes that you should avoid. Let's start with a mistake that almost cost me my face. Literally. Before we get into it, if you want a head start and learn which brands are actually paying creators over 40 right now, I've got a free guide for you. 15 brands that are actively paying older creators, what they're looking for. The link is down below. It is way more useful than those old AOL CDs that you likely still have. You know what I'm talking about. Landing your first brand deals are electric moments. All of your hard work, pitching, writing, and making videos is about to pay off. All you need to do is sign the contract that gets sent over. And it is completely understandable to gloss over these contracts like they're those terms of service that you don't look at when you upgrade your phone software. Just sign it and get to work, right? That approach to contracts is the first thing that completely screwed me over. 2 of my early contracts had language in it that gave the brand perpetual worldwide use to my name, image, and likeness, without further consent or additional payment. They didn't just own the content. They owned my face, voice, and likeness. Forever. I'm 52. I've got 25 years of professional experience attached to this face, and I signed it away because I was so excited about the deal that I just didn't bother to read the contract. Most UGC creator deals work like this. You sign an agreement to make content that you license to the brand. You still own the content. Not every contract works that way. And in our AI happy way of producing content, creators are saying things that they never agreed to say because they signed contracts that allowed the brand to use their image and likeness and voice to do anything. That fear alone is worth the 10 minutes it takes to examine the contract. Before you sign anything, search the document for the word likeness. If it's in there, find out exactly what they can do with your image and for how long. That mistake almost cost me my face. But the next one cost me 4 months of work and at least $1,000 in lost revenue. You've seen the videos. Build a course. It's a ticket to passive income. Everyone's doing it. It's practically a personality type at this point. I watched enough of those videos and drank the Kool-Aid. But I went further. I bought a course on how to build a course. I saw building a course as the quickest way for me to make money as a creator. At the time, I was Ubering. I'd been unemployed for a year, was having trouble paying the bills, had massive credit card debt, but I had time to watch the course and start to build my product. And that consumed me for about 4 months. I went through the course material while building my pre-sale launch. Building this thing consumed me, but I had no doubt that this was going to succeed. So I remember vividly the day that I turned on the landing page, fired up the ads, and waited for the money to roll in. Only it didn't. Like, nothing. The problem was that I had learned how to sell a course through a system that used Facebook ads to get the message out there. And Facebook ads cost money. I didn't have $400 to use every week to test ads and see what works. I was barely covering the household bills as it was. I spent 4 months building something that didn't make any money. And that hurt. Here's what I do differently. I would start by being a UGC creator. Build your skills, get paid, and prove to yourself that somebody will actually send you money for making content. Once I built a consistent system for reaching out to brands and making videos, I call it my SOX framework, the deals stopped becoming random. I got repeat clients and brands started reaching out to me instead of me reaching out to them. Having a system changes everything you think about how to make an income. Because I'm doing UGC, I have a consistent system set up to make money that doesn't force me to rely solely on YouTube or course sales. Get paid first, then build the audience. I burned months and money before I was able to earn a single dollar as a solo creator. But when brands started calling, I knew exactly what my creativity was worth. Spoiler alert, I did not. Like, at all. The great thing about UGC is that brand deals come with different deliverables and different budgets. I've made between $100 to $1,000 for just one video. And it's super exciting when you get an email from a brand that wants to work with you. You see they want to pay you $600 and you don't think twice about reading the contract. You're just so excited that you get a chance to make content. You don't stop to think about whether that number in the email actually makes sense. I know because I constantly did this and it constantly screwed me. The amount of work a brand needs varies. A typical UGC deal is one talking head video and maybe 5 to 6 additional shots called B-roll. The more shots required, the longer it takes to film. During my second month as a creator, I took a deal for $250 without reading the creative brief. This is a document that the brand sends that outlines what the project is all about. The job I agreed to required 30 different B-roll shots, each shot from 2 different angles. That's 60 shots. The math comes out to $4.17 per shot. I'm just gonna let you sit with that number for a bit. I didn't examine the scope. I didn't read the contract. I was just excited that somebody wanted to work with me. And here's what I've come to realize. Brands expect negotiation. The first number they pull out is just the starting point. When you accept the UGC deal without negotiation, you're not being easy to work with. You're setting a ceiling for yourself that the brand knows that they can work with you for the number that you've mentioned. Your rate as a creator is all about valuing your time. UGC is not this, I made $500 by filming me eating lunch fantasy that the internet tries to sell you. This is professional work, rehearsals, lighting setups, writing scripts. It's all part of the process and nobody rips off perfect takes the first time. Like, nobody. If I were starting over, here's what I'd do. For the first few months, take every deal that comes in. Not for the money, but for the experience. You're building a portfolio. You're building a roster of clients. You're showing somebody that you're a professional and that you can do the work that they require. And after doing a few months of that, you're ready to start negotiating. Start valuing your work. You've got the proof. Now use it. Evaluating the deal before you say yes is so much more important than landing the deal in the first place. The system only works if you know what you're walking into. So I was undercharging and underselling myself. But what was worse was that I was building my creator business in all the wrong places. If you're on the outside looking into the world of being a creator, creating content looks pretty damn easy. You post your tweets, your LinkedIn updates, your YouTube video, and maybe a few reels. Maybe go live on TikTok every other day. The more people see you, the faster you'll grow and the faster that you'll make money. It seems like every creator out there is simultaneously on multiple platforms. So the mentality is to just be everywhere. Like Tom Cruise in the 90s, like simultaneously everywhere, somehow. I don't know how he did it. I followed that logic for the better part of a year, and I have almost nothing to show for it. I spend hours writing, filming, editing, and uploading videos to TikTok every day. I did 2 to 3 LinkedIn posts a week. My YouTube videos were getting less than 30 views. The only thing that seemed to work was the thing that required the least amount of prep time, which was going live on TikTok. I was spread so thin that I was unable to focus on one particular platform. What works on TikTok doesn't necessarily translate to LinkedIn. It was like trying to learn 4 foreign languages at once, and I barely know English. Anyway, I was active on every platform and strategic on none of them. So if I was starting over as a creator, I would pick one platform and go deep on it for 1 year. Pretend that the other platforms didn't exist. Divided attention produces divided results. And for me, I eventually focused on 2 platforms. YouTube, which is how I reach fine people like yourself, and Twitter, which is where I do a lot of my UGC outreach. That's how brands find me. Part of my SOX framework is being on social media multiple times a day so brands can find you. The platform I'd start with now is short form video. It is the fastest way to get content out there, and it helps you with being present on camera, knowing how to film good shots, and editing. You'll quickly learn to see what does and what doesn't work for an audience. Once you've got those things down, you have the basics of storytelling and filming, and you can move on to YouTube or whatever platform that you choose. All of those are problems with practical fixes. The last mistake on this list is a little different, and it's the one that, if I had done it sooner, would have completely changed my life. As Gen Xers, we were handed down the traits and habits of those who raised us. And when it came to asking for help, the message was always the same. Get it done yourself. Asking my parents for help with math was like asking them to help me build a rocket ship. We became the self-sufficient generation, for better or for worse. And that's the mentality I took into being a creator. I had to learn how to do everything myself and not ask for help. And if I couldn't figure it out on my own, then I wasn't cut out to do this. But deep down, I knew that I'd figured things out like dating and programming my VCR. I felt that I could figure out this creator thing on my own. What followed wasn't a successful independent streak, but 2 years of constant failure, disappointment, and constant suck. After 2 years of being on YouTube, trying to figure this out on my own, I knew I needed help. So I made a 4-figure investment into a YouTube coaching program. Within a few months, I had a content strategy that actually matched how I make money. I understood the importance of titles and thumbnails, and I had my first viral hit that got over 21,000 views. My content and my bank account improved, but the biggest win was that now I believed that I could actually do this. Being a content creator is difficult, no matter what kind of creator you are. But I was able to experience some of the success and highs faster because I invested in myself. The key to becoming an older creator faster is by finding somebody who does exactly what you want to do and pay them to show you how to do it. Not someone who just teaches, someone who actually does it. Athletes, chefs, CEOs, they're all paying coaches to teach them what they don't know. Asking for help isn't failure, it's the cheat code. So those are the big mistakes that I made. But there is so much more that can go wrong when starting out as an older UGC creator. And the more you know, the faster your career will start. So watch this video, which is full of essential advice for anyone over 40 starting as a creator. Thanks for watching. Mahalo.